Why is a short sale bad? My name is Lisa Del Zompo, and these tips should apply across most states, but of course you should check for more details from experts in your state if you're not in California, where I am. So let's get into this topic of why is a short sale bad. First, what is a short sale? A short sale is where a person has purchased a home using a mortgage or loan, and the value of that home then over time has gone up, it's gone down, but at the point where the person wants to sell the home, the current market value or price that you'd get for it is not as high as the loan amount itself that needs to be paid off, plus all the closing costs of sale, title, escrow, real estate agents. So loan costs, including the loan itself and all those costs, total more than the home is currently worth. So the homeowner then has three options, well, several options, but the first being a short sale, which we're talking about today. Short sale is actually a long process. So the short sale is where the homeowner is asking, usually through an agent such as myself, asking the bank to take less than is really currently owing on that home. That is, take short of what is owed, hence the name short sale. One of the problems is that it's not a short process. It's a very long process. In the 2006 through 2012 recession and recovery, when many short sales were being done, the short sale was taking 6 months to 9 months and more. And then very occasionally, one of them would fail right at the last second. So it's a long process, and that wasn't just submit all your items and you're done and you just wait for an answer. That's an ongoing, sometimes daily, but certainly weekly phone calls, waiting on hold, talking to bank representatives, spending hours and hours on the phone, negotiating on behalf of that homeowner. Now it can be done, and it was done quite a lot during that time frame. And we have our checklist still for when that comes back into play. So that's a short sale where the bank is being asked to accept less than what is owed on the home and nothing more from you, the homeowner. Now the homeowner, downside of that can be that it definitely will hit your credit. The bank will, once it's finished, report to the credit bureaus that they accepted less, that there was a short sale, and it will be noted on your credit. And then to turn around and buy, first of all, it will hit your credit score some. And then to turn around and buy again, you'll have to do some homework with your loan officer as to which loan program you would qualify for. With the VA loan, as we came out of the recession, they were only requiring 2 years out of a short sale, whereas with FHA and conventional loans, at first it was longer, 4 years out of the short sale, and then over time it has pretty much gone away. But the different waiting periods for the different loans would be a different issue for you as a homeowner when you wanted to turn around and buy. So let's talk about a few of the other options that you'd have. I won't go into much depth on those, but there is the loan modification, where the homeowner communicates with the bank to try to get that loan reduced to an amount that would work for monthly payments. Say you've had a job change where you have less income and you wanted to stay in the home and just reduce what your monthly payments are. Those are a long, difficult road, and caution there that there was a lot of fraud and scamming going on. If anyone is asking you to pay them upfront to negotiate a loan modification, that's a red flag. You do not want to pay someone upfront. If a realtor is going to help you, they're going to get paid by the commission at the end. And if someone is telling you they're an expert and completely will get this done for you, they're likely lying or mistaken, because all the bank's processes are different and every situation is different. And so to say that even you've done one or several loan modifications, if you could prove that to someone who's looking into it, it doesn't mean that the next one is going to be successful. And so big caution on loan modifications. Number 3, as an option of what to do instead of a short sale, would be to rent out the home. We do property management. We could help you determine what rents are, and if you're moving out of state or moving to another job, what the rent would cover of your current monthly payments. Hopefully it would be more. If so, then this is a better option probably than short selling the home. If it's going to be short of what you owe monthly, if the rent is going to be short of what you owe monthly, you would want to give great consideration to instead just going ahead and doing a short sale. If you don't think that you could handle the difference that you would have to come in with to feed the mortgage and the other costs every month. So that's a math problem, that's analysis. You can do that work and figure out pretty quickly whether you think you could hang on to the home and rent it out. And then of course that last option, number 4, is foreclosure. And that means that you just stop paying, you probably move out, and you just let the bank go through its process where it sends a notice of default that you've defaulted on the loan, and then it churns through its procedures to go ahead and take back the home. Now, the foreclosure procedure can cost the bank $50,000 to $100,000. That was at least the number during the recession in the 2006 through 2012 timeframe. They're missing payments from you. They're having to pay their attorneys and their whole legal compliance staff to go through the foreclosure procedures. It's very costly to the bank. And it's costly to you as the homeowner, because that also would go on your credit as a foreclosure, and there are typically even longer wait times until you could qualify to buy a new home using a loan. And so there would be even longer wait times until you could purchase a home, because that foreclosure would be on your credit. Given that the foreclosure takes a long time, the short sale takes a long time, but the hit to your credit is less and not as much as the foreclosure, most people opted to try to do the short sales back in the last recession. So let's go back to, why is a short sale bad? And again, this is out here in California. We had that first issue of it's going to hit the credit score of the homeowner, and it's going to be a notation in the credit that shows there was a short sale, and the new loan program that you might try to qualify for with borrowing to buy a home may not allow you to if you have not or been out of the short sale long enough. The other problem that this causes for the homeowner is emotional. It's stressful. There's lost sleep at night. It can stress your relationships. So part of going through the short sale process, I think as it became more the norm through the recession, was knowing that a lot of other people were going through it. So if this current inflation and rise in rates hits our economy again in a similar way like the past recession, a lot of people who took on the highest monthly payment they could possibly be comfortable with in the last year, 2 or 3, are going to possibly, if prices come down, be facing this short sale situation. So I think first, knowing that you're not alone is helpful. There's something about it. And then other things you can do is to study some mindfulness and meditation. Talk to counselors, get help, get professional help to talk through and be able to set down the stress. Get yourself knowledgeable about everything you can about short sales and how the procedure works. We can help you with that. We can talk you through it. Just knowledge, instead of thinking it's a black box that you have no idea how it works. Knowledge can be helpful too. We've got a couple other players in the process to talk about as to why a short sale is bad. And those are the agent. We as agents usually would, in a normal market, sell a home. So we'd prepare it for sale, do pictures, put it on the MLS, get it all out onto the internet, get into contract, negotiate the contract, help people through the escrow in about 60 to 90 days, depending on how it was priced and where we were in the market. Instead, with these short sales that can take 6 months, 9 months, or a year and require all those activities plus weekly and sometimes for periods of time daily calls to these banks where you sit on hold for 45 minutes and finally talk to someone, and then in that process of that conversation, the whole phone call takes an hour and a half. It's a lot more time for the agents. So that being said, you'd want someone who really has been through it before to know what they're getting into and perform it properly for you as best anyone can. But on top of that, we should also talk about agent commissions. The agent compensated for that time by being paid a full commission. To think about in a short sale is the buyer, the new buyer of that home waiting to complete the short sale. So that buyer, if they're getting a loan, it makes it really difficult to lock the loan because you don't know if it's going to close in 4, 6, 9, or 12 months. You have to just be ready with your financing. And then you've got uncertainty waiting to know if you're buying the home and if it's something you're going to move into, what do you do in the meantime? And if you've been watching a short sale that you really would like to buy but someone else got in and got into contract on it, you will want to pay attention to that falling out right at the last minute or month when that buyer finally gave up and they need a new buyer to come in and do a real quick escrow, hopefully just 30 days, but get in right at the end when it's finally getting approved and do it that way. So that can be some opportunity for you as well. As always, if you have questions, call me, text me. I'm Lisa Del Zampo. Thank you.